Hello aspirants, welcome back to SRIRAM IAS. So friends, it's me, your Dr. Suresh Kuramkunda. I'm the Faculty of Anthropology at SRIRAM IAS. So friends, I welcome you all to this session on behalf of SRIRAM's IAS. So friends, in today's discussion, as a part of our Key Concepts to Anthropology series, so let us try to discuss about the concept of Socio Cultural Anthropology and the scope and significance and relevance of Socio Cultural Anthropology in a systematic manner. So that means we are going to learn about some basics about the socio-cultural anthropology. So friends, if we talk from the perspective of the different branches of anthropology, Franz Boas, who is considered as the father of modern anthropology, has systematically given a four-field classification of anthropology. So it is very well known to all of you also that one branch is known as physical anthropology. The next second important branch is known as the socio-cultural anthropology, and the next branch is known as the linguistic anthropology, and fourth one it is known as archaeological anthropology. So the fifth and emerging the branch is known as applied anthropology. So as a part of our today's discussion, let us take up the socio-cultural anthropology and let's try to know about some basic aspects about the socio-cultural anthropology. So friends, here we'll be learning about various other aspects like things like who is regarded as the father of social anthropology and who were the British scholars who propagated the social anthropology. So all such kind of aspects we will try to understand. So first, let us try to know from the basic aspects. So if you see from the perspective of the branch, so socio-cultural anthropology. Socio-cultural anthropology. So this is nothing but it's a branch of anthropology. So first and foremost thing, it is very well understood to all of us. So it's a branch of anthropology which basically deals with various socio-cultural aspects. So what does it deal? So it's a branch which deals with the socio-cultural aspects of human beings. So this is one thing that you have to remember. So here, if you see from the perspective of the extent and the scope of this particular branch, so we are saying that it deals with the socio-cultural aspects. That means from this point of view, if you happen to see, so it deals with two important aspects. One is basically known as the social aspects and other we can just have it like cultural aspects. Social aspects and cultural aspects. So the sub-branch which deals with the social aspects is known as social anthropology. I hope you can catch it. Social anthropology. And the sub-branch which deals with the cultural aspects of the human beings, it is known as the cultural anthropology. So this is one important aspect you have to catch. So at the very basic and at the very first instance, so this is basically regarding the socio-cultural anthropology. Now, if you see from the perspective of the entire branch, so this socio-cultural anthropology, if you see socio-cultural anthropology on total, if you see, so we have two different sub-branches in this. So one branch is basically known as the social anthropology and other branch is known as cultural anthropology. So this is one another important thing. So if you see from the perspective of social anthropology, what does it deal, and cultural anthropology, what does it deal with? So basically to say there are so many aspects related to society and the social institutions and social groups. So here what we'll be doing, so we'll be systematically studying about various social aspects, like it could be about society. What is society? The nature, structure, and the other important aspects of the society we'll be systematically studying. Then next important aspect that we do is we'll be systematically studying about various social groups that are available in the society. So caste is a social group, religious group is a social group, so economic group is a social group, so political group is a social group. So like that we'll study various social groups that are existing for us. Then next prime focus of the social anthropology will be there with respect to the social institutions. Social institutions. So what are the various, what are social institutions? Those social units which tries to control and regulate the human behavior in a certain fashion in the society. So they are all nothing but the social institutions. So we have a lot of social institutions. So some amongst them are, let's say, for example, marriage is a social institution. Okay, then family is another social institution. Then kinship is another social institution. So we will study all such kind of social institutions. And not only them, we'll also further study about things like economic organization. What is economic organization? This is one another thing. And we'll be studying about other things like political organization, etc. So they are some of the important social institutions we'll be studying here. Is that it clear? So we will try to understand what is basically society, how is it composed, what are the ways of, what is the structure of the society, what is social stratification. So all such aspects we'll be studying here. Then if you see from the perspective of these things, usually the society can be defined as union of various social groups and social interactions and social institutions and their interactions between themselves. So that we can say generally as society. So we'll be systematically learning about all these aspects in this social anthropology. So I hope this is clear to you. Now, if you see from the perspective of cultural anthropology, so what we'll be learning? So in cultural anthropology, we'll be learning about various cultural aspects about human beings. So what are the various cultural aspects about human being? So cultural aspects, like first, what is culture and how it is different from civilization. So this would be the first aspect that we'll be learning in cultural anthropology. So culture and how is it different from the civilization. So culture, if you see from cultural point of view, culture is nothing but the way of life of a group of people who are living in a society. So people will have different ways of living. Let's say for example, the way the people dress is a part of culture. The way the people speak, language is a part of culture. The belief system, religion is a part of the culture. And other aspects, arts, morals, laws, customs, traditions. So everything is part and parcel of the culture of human beings. So from that perspective, so we'll be systematically studying about culture and how is it different from culture and various approaches to study culture. That would be another important thing. So there are two important concepts called as ethnocentrism and cultural relativism. So these are nothing but two important distinctive approaches to study culture. So we'll be studying that. Then further, if you see in cultural anthropology, we have some schools of thoughts to study the culture in a systematic fashion. So they are known as anthropological theories. So we will also systematically study about the anthropological theories as a part of cultural anthropology, because they are all nothing but different approaches to study culture. I hope it is also clear to you. Then apart from this, we will also systematically study about various aspects related like language, then other cultural aspects like belief systems and religion and religious belief activities. Then we will also try to study various variations with respect to customs, traditions. So customs, traditions, beliefs, arts, all those things we will be studying in cultural anthropology. Is that it clear? So that's one thing. Okay. Now, if we happen to understand about some of the basic aspects of this particular branch, that is the Socio Cultural Anthropology. So friends, so if you see, first, if you look from the perspective of the social anthropology, so try to just catch from the perspective of the social anthropology. So social anthropology, basically the word social anthropology has been actually coined by a scholar known as James Fraser. James Fraser in 1908 coined the word social anthropology. Okay, then if you see from the perspective of its development and the contributions, so the social anthropology has been systematically developed under the key effects of a scholar who is known as L.H. Morgan. So L.H. Morgan is a scholar, so he is an American anthropologist, we say. He is an American anthropologist. So with the systematic efforts of L.H. Morgan, social anthropology has been developed in a systematic fashion. So here, if you see, so L.H. Morgan has written a book by the name Ancient Society. Ancient Society in the year 1877. And for all his extensive contributions to study various aspects of the society, so we will also call L.H. Morgan as the father of social anthropology. So this is one thing that you have to remember. So there, what he has done, so he has introduced one important approach, that sociological approach to study socio-cultural anthropology. Sociological approach, he introduced that social approach or sociological approach to study humans. So as I have already told you that, so he belongs to America, so he has contributed significantly in the development of the anthropology in America. So all his views and all his thoughts have been systematically developed and systematically introduced in Britain, that is the British school, by some scholars like, let's say for example, Malinowski. Then we have Radcliffe Brown. And then we have other scholars like James Fraser. So all of them have introduced the views and these views of the L.H. Morgan to Britain. So they belong to the British and Britain school of Anthropology. So that's nothing but some of the important aspects about the social anthropology. Is that it clear? Now, if you look from the perspective of next, so from social anthropology point of view, so friends, try to just have a view here. So, like cultural anthropology point of view, so cultural anthropology has been systematically developed by the efforts of so-called the father of cultural anthropology, that is Edward Bernard Tyler. Edward Bernard Tyler. So he is basically the person who is regarded as father of cultural anthropology. So try to catch this point. He is regarded as father of cultural anthropology. So why he is regarded as father of cultural anthropology? Because he has done immense contributions in development of the culture, concepts of culture and various other aspects. So actually, in fact, he is the first person who gave the anthropological definition of culture in his book that is known as the Primitive Culture. The name of the book is Primitive Culture. So in this particular work, so E.B. Taylor has systematically given the anthropological definition to culture. So there, what he says, culture is nothing but that complex whole which includes various aspects like the knowledge, beliefs, arts, morals, laws, customs, and any other habits acquired by man as a member of society. So being a member of society, man acquires a lot of capabilities. So whatever he acquires from the society as a part of society, so all that constitutes the culture. So in simple fashion to say, he is trying to say that all the acquired characteristics from the society are constituted under culture. So that's what he is trying to say. So he is particularly, as I was saying you, so E.B. Taylor belongs to a British school. So he is a British anthropologist. So he has propagated his views in a systematic fashion in and around London, Britain. Okay, then he introduced one particular branch, a particular approach that is known as historico-cultural method to study culture. So that's the contribution of E.B. Taylor. So for all such kind of contributions, so he is known as the father of cultural anthropology. So now friends, so whatever the efforts of E.B. Taylor were there in Britain, so these thoughts have been propagated and they have been conveyed in the America by some American anthropologists. So some American anthropologists like, let's say, Franz Boas. So Franz Boas, in fact, is regarded as father of modern anthropology, and Ruth Benedict, and we have others like Margaret Mead. So all of them have systematically, they have propagated the ideology or the aspects of cultural anthropology in America. So this was something, another important aspect you have to remember. Okay, so now if you see from the perspective of the game of socio-cultural anthropology, so friends, the socio-cultural anthropology, in fact, the word has been coined or introduced by one important anthropologist, American anthropologist known as A.L. Grober in the year 1946. So the word socio-cultural anthropology has been coined or introduced by the A.L. Kroeber, who is another American anthropologist. So that's how the scope, the significance, and the cultural anthropology can be understood. So first, it is a branch of anthropology that deals with the socio-cultural aspects. So the branch that deals with the social aspects is known as social anthropology. The branch that deals with the cultural aspects is known as cultural anthropology. And then, so the word socio-cultural anthropology has been coined and introduced by American anthropologist A.L. Kroeber. So that is one thing. So then, if you see, so socio-cultural anthropology can be systematically divided into two branches, social anthropology and cultural anthropology. So this is the significance and scope of this study. So we'll try to learn all of those things. Then further, like if you see from social anthropology, so L.H. Morgan, father of social anthropology. So American anthropologist. So his views have been propagated in the British by British scholars like Malinowski, Radcliffe Brown, and James Fraser. So in the similar fashion, so cultural anthropology. So E.B. Taylor, father of cultural anthropology. So primitive culture and the views have been spread to America, to American School of Anthropology by Franz Boas, Ruth Benedict, and Margaret Mead. So all of them are nothing but the various aspects related to the concept that is this socio-cultural anthropology. So friends, so that's all for the day from my side. So try to remember all these facts and important information related to socio-cultural anthropology. So that's all for the day from my side. So we'll meet in another important video with another important discussion. So till then, take care. It's me, your Dr. Suresh Kuramkunda, signing off. Thank you all.